All right, over the last several years, police departments throughout our region, they've been outfitting their officers with body cameras, but they aren't yet a universal tool.
During the recent protests, activists have been calling for all police officers to be issued body cameras. NBC 10 investigative reporter Claudia Vargas takes a look at which departments have body cameras and how some are using them.
Black Lives Matter activist Asa Khalif says police can't police themselves. He and others believe that recording officers' every move with a body camera is the only way to keep them accountable.
They should be on during the pursuit, and they should be on during the interrogation. They should be on during the arrest.
For Khalif, the call for body cameras is personal. His cousin, Brandon Tate Brown, was shot and killed by Philadelphia police during a traffic stop in 2014. The shooting was ruled justified by police and the district attorney at the time. They said Tate Brown was reaching for a gun in his rental car. The only video of the incident comes from this surveillance camera.
If they had their body cameras on, we could have gotten the full story of what took place.
Philadelphia officers didn't get body cameras until 2016, and even today, only about 1/3 of the force has them. Philadelphia Police Union President John McNesby says body cameras have helped clear other officers accused of wrongdoing.
It's a good tool. It can be a good tool if it's utilized right.
Part of utilizing body cameras the right way, McNesby says, is releasing the entire video of an incident.
Release the whole footage, not just segments of what should be shown.
Public policy professor Andrea Headley has studied police body cameras in Florida and other parts of the country, not Philadelphia. She says the problem is not so much the selection of the video, but the availability of incidents being fully recorded.
The compliance and actually turning the camera on decreased over time.
Headley's study found that without routine checks and supervision, officers just weren't capturing every stop and arrest.
So if you know that there's no one necessarily going to be checking, it's not in the front of your mind to make sure that it's on.
The NBC 10 investigators surveyed 17 police departments in our region about their use of body cameras. 10 of the departments have a body camera program, and of those, SEPTA, Atlantic City, and Camden were the only ones that have all officers equipped with the devices. Departments that don't have body cameras range from small ones like Upper Darby Police to larger ones like Pennsylvania State Police. Most say they want the cameras, and some are even in the process of buying them. But for the most part, they said cost was the reason for the delay. The camera's price tag depends on model and other add-on fees such as storage, licensing, and warranty. Philadelphia, for example, spends $200 per camera. But with all the fees, each camera actually cost $712 annually. SEPTA Police Chief Thomas Nestel says cameras are worth the investment. SEPTA pays $300 per camera. They made a one-time payment of $100,000 to be able to handle video storage in-house. Since 2016, SEPTA's entire police force of 275 officers have had body cameras. At first, officers hated it.
2 years in, complete change. Officers are very positive about having the cameras, and we're able to disprove allegations of ignorance or unprofessional conduct based on the camera.
Even the chief wears a camera. He shared some of his body camera video from the recent protests.
A lot of improvement has to occur.
Nestel tells us discipline is key in having a body camera system that works.
You have to turn your camera on, and we do audits regularly to match the calls for service and whether or not we have video that matches it. And if we don't, we have a progressive discipline scale, and that officer is going to be subject to discipline.
Philadelphia officials say that by the end of next year, all patrol officers will have body cameras. But critics say before putting more cameras on the street, the department should make sure that police officers are using them properly. For the investigators, I'm Claudia Vargas, NBC 10 News.
And coming up at 5 o'clock, our investigation continues. We're going to tell you about complaints against Philadelphia police officers for keeping their cameras off when they should have been on. An early end to in-person classes before a long summer break.
Why parents fear